10, 17, 20, 20. Here we go with that 10-day simple moving average. We want to cover it. We want to cover the earnings season with this S&P. Not only that, it's going to be extremely volatile. The 50-day moving average is right down here. Now, we have the election, and it's going to get really cutthroat. And we had this gap up, and we called the top. We had the reversal. We come off, we bounce, we come up, light volume. 10-day moving simple average is still here. Now, let's talk about some of the key components during the volatility of the earnings season hook. It goes like this with the election. It can get very, very, very volatile. And I want all of you that are watching the video for the first time or long-term traders with this is to remember what I'm saying. And I have been talking about the key specifics, what the mechanics of the markets, what the market makers are going to do, what the headlines are going to do, and the kind of volatility that will be created during the after hours sessions during the earnings season. And you'll have a lot of stocks that drop, and you'll have ones that will have much bigger volatility this quarterly earnings than what we have seen all year. And the main reason for it is because of the election. Not only that, nothing is on sale. Okay. And the volatility pullback, all this was a pullback here. The real volatility, though, is coming. And there are two kinds of volatility. The biggest volatility will be in the futures market with the S&P 500 index. That's rule one. And that is what causes the gaps to go higher in the morning before markets open or lower in the after hours. So, based on what kind of gaps that we get, should we get any gaps up to my 35, 31.90 right there, that is going to be where a major reversal would occur again, and it would. So, volatility works with pre-market gap open up, and that's how you short. Now, also in pre-market, you have when the futures and the S&P index is gapping down real big. And then we move in as the market makers and hit that bottom end and then sell it back to the public. That's what we do, and that's how the mechanics of it work. So, my whole thing to you is to be extremely careful in the next 2 weeks. Flag this video and some of the others because then you're going to understand the realities of what you see in price. Price action is the only transparency the market will ever give you. You are not going to find it in an analyst upgrade. You are not going to find it on TV, a chat room, nothing else. Believe me, transparency is only price. And then the transparency is what an individual does with the price. And that is as good as transparency as one can get. And the mechanics, and not only that, let us not forget one thing: direct access trading and all of the features and all of the risk components that go into the S&P 500 trade and this volatility. This is the Saturday update for it. And I'm giving this once again to a lot of people that know me for a very long time. And the thing about it is that they know exactly we're right on cue. And we are going to take advantage of that volatility because that volatility is your success. That is. From your retail trading outlets and whatnot. it's hard to have success. We understand it because we're the market makers in the option pit. We know how they screw you, and we can put a stop to it. But you have to do some soul searching. You got to look inside yourself. You got to ask yourself a question. Am I tired of what I was doing because it wasn't working, or do I want to do something that will work? Can I find something that has transparency and price control as a market maker, being in control of the market instead of being controlled in the market? And you get people that just sling stocks or options with no skills. They're just doing it. Stay at home, more people went on, and a lot of people lost a lot of money. Some people got lucky and whatnot. But markets are going to be markets, and transparency is that anybody can tell you anything. The only transparency you're ever going to find is live market hours with live market transparency in the price. And the transparency is, did I make money or did I lose money? That is the transparency. Nothing else matters because it doesn't. And you can believe what you see. And then you have people that just want to make trouble because they're miserable and they can't do it and they never will be able to do it. And you have those kind of people that will nit and pick at success, but don't be one of them. You be the proactive one and say, hey, I'm going to come back. I'm going to work this S&P. And with the election, it's going to get quite volatile. It is, my friends. Stay tuned. And once again, it's a privilege to be able to bring you the transparency before the fact. See, other people can't do that. You want transparency? There it is. Live with it. So, that is what we do, and people appreciate it. We get, oh my goodness, many, many responses as, hey, thanks. And you know you've been done wrong by markets. You just don't know how they screwed you. And sound familiar? And why don't you want to come here and find that out and change? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with change. Change is everything about living. And living is about the bid, the ask, and everything that goes on in markets. Transparency is price, nothing else.